Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we are still covering the COP27 Climate Change Conference that is taking place in the Red Sea resort of Sharm el-Sheikh under the title Together for Implementation. The conference is started on the 6th of November and would last until the 18th of November with the participation of more than 30,000 participants and more than 120 world leaders. And one of the very important points concerning the conference is the participation of the youth. We are going to shed light on this point, so we have the pleasure to have this phono with Mr. Mohab Sherif Mohsen, one of the youth participating in the conference. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, Mr. Mohab, could you give us your insight concerning your participation in this important conference? How did you get to know about the conference? How did you participate in the conference? And what are the qualifications needed for a youth to participate in the conference?
So, I would really thank you all for inviting me to talk today. So, I actually heard about the conference.
Mr. Mohab, please, the sound, your voice is not clear.
Can you hear me now?
Yes. Could you please raise your voice a little bit?
I'm at the conference venue, so lots of voices.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so I heard, like, since Glasgow, I have been preparing to host the conference in Sharm el-Sheikh, and that's how I heard about it. I'm actually currently organizing as well the Children and Youth Pavilion at COP27. It's the first ever Children and Youth Pavilion where we are highlighting youth-led efforts in order to tackle climate change. So what do you need to participate is to actually care about your future, to actually have a huge capacity to be able to participate effectively as a young leader. And this is what all you need. Other than that, everything is pretty simple. You just get to go to the area and make use of it. Lots of opportunities, lots of networks.
Yes, also, Mr. Mohab, there was youth volunteering in the participation and organizing of the conference in several parts of Sharm el-Sheikh, not only concerning the conference, but participating in, leading the visitors and instructing them to what to do. So could you give us your insight also concerning the volunteering?
Yes, this is definitely something the Ministry of Solidarity called for, is to actually have young leaders volunteer into organizing the conference. So yeah, there was lots of energy. They had lots of energy. They are working 24/7 to ensure that everything is okay at the venue. So I would congratulate them on their efforts. And this is, I would say, they did lots of amazing stuff at the conference. The way they are approaching people, the way they are guiding people. So this is my opinion on that. I hope that helps.
Yes, so also, sir, concerning that the conference was discussing several topics every day. For example, one day was discussing energy, another day they was discussing water, another was today discussing biodiversity. There were several topics. What about the topic of youth and the participation and the day of youth in the conference? What would you say about this day?
It was a very, very energetic day and very outstanding day, since lots of amazing youth-led events happened. Having a youth forum, having a dialogue between decision makers and young leaders took actually several continents at the day, several areas at the day, thanks to the efforts of the youth envoy. I would say this was the day that we needed like a few years ago at COP, and now it's being fulfilled. And we have the Children Youth Pavilion this year, which is groundbreaking, I would say, to have an amazing space for young people to network with high-level decision makers. So I would say this day was is one of the historical days, I would say, in the process of implementation this year.
Yes. How is it the importance of the gathering of a large number of youth from all over the world to participate in a day that is titled the Youth Day during the conference? What's the importance of this gathering and the youth who meets each other from several parts of the world and many nationalities, and they are going to exchange points of view? How do you see this?
I see that was a very important day, especially that this is our future that's we are at the forefront of this crisis after all. So I would say this day was crucial to actually ensure youth-led driven implementation. And given that such large gatherings happen, this is very crucial for networking and very crucial for collaborating. So we unite our efforts. We cannot solve this crisis like in different ways. We cannot go sideways and then solve it. This is our planet, and we are all in the same planet, so we have to do every effort in a united way to ensure that we have a better future after all. So this is why it's important to have this unity in the decision-making process.
Yes. So, Mr. Mohab, do you know that the efforts that are exerted by Egypt and all the countries around the world and all the world leaders is dedicated especially for the youth, because they are the future generations, and the adults wants to take the measures that are needed in order to preserve and to avoid the repercussions of the climate change. So how do you see the importance of this point?
Why it's important, as I mentioned, this is the future of generations to come. So this is a bare minimum that decision makers could give as a hope to the generation coming and are witnessing the major disasters from this crisis. That's why it's important. That's why we have to do all our efforts, and that's why it's important that we do not give up on building a better future. And definitely when we are united, especially as young leaders, we can ensure amazing resolutions happening on the ground. Because this is what young leaders, this is our future we care about after all.
Yes, Mr. Mohab, also, how do you see the initiatives that were launched for youth during the conference?
I'd say, I mentioned to you at the beginning of the call, lots of amazing initiatives happened and lots of amazing plans for the years to come. So I would say this is amazing. When we are given the right chance, the right opportunity, we can present amazing resolutions. We can present that we're actually going to lead the way in order to tackle climate change. So I would say congratulations on these amazing achievements. And there is more to come, but we are ensuring that we're doing all our efforts. So yes. This is my effort.
Yes. So what is the role of the youth in raising the awareness concerning the climate change?
Yeah, the role of the youth is to generally advocate, to spread the message, to ensure that every decision, and to ensure that everyone knows that no one will be left behind in this crisis, and knows that we are all together in this, so we have to unify our efforts in that. So this is we as young leaders should always advocate.
Yes. So what are your expectations concerning the outcome of this climate change conference?
I couldn't get the last question.
I didn't get you. Yes, I thank you very much for your time. Thank you for your valuable information, Mr. Mohab Sherif Mohsen, one of the youth participating in the COP27 climate change conference taking place in the Red Sea resort of Sharm el-Sheikh. This is a short break, and I'm going to be back with you.